A lot of people might not realize, but Deko-ze is actually my middle name, but it's actually spelt very differently. The way that my parents spell Deko-ze is D-E, and then with a space, C-O-U-R-C-E-Y. How I first started getting into DJing was going to a club back where I grew up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, called Numbers. And I would hear regularly on Saturday nights a DJ by the name of Techno Tom. And from the moment I first heard him, I couldn't believe it, because he played such a wide variety of alternative, pop, techno, rave, trance, and it was very, very inspiring. And I really felt at home, because here was a place where I met people from all sorts of backgrounds, walks of life, all coming together and sharing their energy on the dance floor. We had the opportunity to create our own sound and own vibe. And right when we were starting doing events, the scene was very different in the sense of there was a lot more support from all the different cities. So regularly you would see people taking the drive out from Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, all coming together to party together and really creating that sort of universal kind of vibe, which was really, really key to start the scene.
Every great story has a beginning. For Michael Babb, later known as Deko-ze, that story started in England. But destiny had a different plan. His family moved to Canada when he was young. Canada became his new home, a blank canvas for his creativity. As a newcomer, Michael absorbed the diverse culture and music around him. This early exposure to change taught him to adapt and connect with people from all walks of life. Before he ever touched a turntable, he was learning to read the room. Michael's musical journey began with classical piano, giving him a deep understanding of melody and structure. This classical foundation set him apart, allowing him to think beyond just matching beats. The blend of old-world discipline and new-world adventure became his signature. He was a mix of a concert pianist with a precision, bold sound. This duality would become the essence of Deko-ze. The move from England to Canada was more than a change of scenery. It was the prelude to a remarkable career. The stage was set for something extraordinary. The seeds of a future DJ legend had been planted. Michael was ready to find his own rhythm in a new world. The journey was just beginning, and soon the world would know his name. Every fire starts with a single spark. For Michael, that spark ignited in Saskatoon. In the early 90s, he discovered the hypnotic rhythms of house and techno. He got his first turntables and became obsessed with perfecting his craft. While others partied, he practiced for hours, learning to beat match and create seamless journeys with sound. His dedication was unmatched. Soon, he was playing at local parties, quickly earning a reputation for reading the crowd and delivering unforgettable sets. He wasn't just playing records, he was telling stories. Saskatoon became his training ground, where passion mattered more than fame. He experimented, developed his style, and built confidence gig by gig. The prairies gave him space to grow without big city pressure. Here, the dream of a life in music became a plan. The spark had caught fire. Michael Babb was transforming into Deko-ze. Each set brought him closer to his destiny. The local scene was small, but his ambitions were anything but. Saskatoon was just the beginning. The fire was spreading, and Deko-ze was ready for more. A great DJ can move a crowd. A visionary can move a city. Deko-ze wanted more than to play music. He wanted to build a community. He co-founded Plastic Puppet Motive, PPM, a promotion company that became a movement. Their mission: bring world-class electronic music to Western Canada. PPM's parties became known for their energy and attention to detail. Deko-ze was the resident DJ, often opening and closing the night, learning from international headliners. This experience made him a versatile performer and a student of the game. PPM's success proved Deko-ze was more than a DJ. He was an entrepreneur and community builder. He learned the business side of music, the power of collaboration, and the importance of a strong brand. PPM didn't just throw parties, it created a legacy. This was the launching pad for Deko-ze's rise in the electronic music scene. The scene was thriving, and Deko-ze was at its heart. He was shaping the culture, not just playing in it. The lessons from PPM would guide him for years to come. The empire was built, but Deko-ze was just getting started. The next challenge awaited in the big city. Toronto was calling. Every artist dreams of making it in the big city. For Canadian DJs, that city is Toronto. Deko-ze arrived with experience and drive, but had to prove himself all over again. He started from scratch, playing small bars and after-hours clubs, letting his music speak for itself. His sets were technically flawless and full of energy, quickly earning him a reputation in the underground. Word spread, there was a new DJ in town who could rock any dance floor. Club owners and promoters took notice, and soon he was playing at the city's top venues. He went from newcomer to contender, sharing decks with Toronto's best. The move to Toronto was a turning point. He became a force in the city's nightlife. Deko-ze proved that hard work and passion could conquer even the toughest scene. Toronto didn't swallow him up, he made it his own. He was ready for the next level. The city was his stage, and he was ready to rule it. The big leagues had a new player. Deko-ze was no longer just a prairie star, he was a Toronto heavyweight. The journey was far from over, the best was yet to come. The king of clubs was about to emerge. Deko-ze didn't just play Toronto's top clubs, he ruled them. He secured residencies at legendary venues like the Guvernment and Comfort Zone. His marathon sets kept the crowds energized until sunrise. He was in demand citywide, holding court at System Soundbar, Footwork, and more. What set him apart? Consistency, connection, and an infectious energy that built a loyal following. He wasn't just a DJ, he was the host, creating a community on the dance floor. These residencies cemented his claim as Canada's hardest-working DJ. Multiple gigs every weekend, year after year. This was his life. His reign wasn't given, it was earned through relentless dedication. Deko-ze lived and breathed the music. Toronto's club scene had a new king, and he was just getting started. When you work that hard, people notice. Deko-ze dominance was soon recognized with major industry awards. He was named Toronto's #1 DJ, a huge achievement in a city of world-class talent. The accolades kept coming, with top rankings and trophies from respected organizations. Each award represented years of dedication and countless nights behind the decks. But for Deko-ze, the real prize was always the music and the energy of the crowd. The awards validated not just his work, but the entire community he represented. He never rested on his laurels. Each win pushed him to work harder and evolve. The trophies were a bonus. The true reward was the legacy he was building. Deko-ze was a champion for the scene, and he carried that torch with pride. Deko-ze talent couldn't be contained by borders. After conquering Canada, he became an international ambassador for Canadian dance music. He played massive crowds in hotspots like the US, Mexico, and Europe. Legendary clubs and festivals welcomed his signature sound. He shared stages with the world's best, proving Canadian talent belonged on the global stage. International gigs were demanding, but Deko-ze thrived on the challenge. His ability to read any crowd won over audiences everywhere. His productions were played worldwide, creating demand before he even arrived. He was no longer just a local DJ. Deko-ze was a global force. The world was dancing to his beat, and he brought new inspiration home with every trip. The dream was now reality. A great DJ plays records. A legendary DJ makes them. Deko-ze brought his relentless work ethic into the studio, producing tracks that reflected his energetic style. His music gained attention, released on respected labels and played by top DJs worldwide. Not content to just release music, he co-founded Jungle Funk Recordings and Jungle Tech. These labels became platforms for his own productions and for supporting new talent. Running a label was hard work, but Deko-ze thrived on the challenge. Collaborating with artists like Jerome Robbins, he produced a string of successful tracks and remixes. His labels earned international respect for quality house and techno. Deko-ze wasn't just following trends, he was setting them. He gave a voice to new artists and helped shape the sound of modern dance music. His productions were infused with musicality and experience. He had come full circle, from playing others' music to creating music for the world. The legacy was growing. Deko-ze's story is more than just music. He's an inspiration, a blueprint for passion, perseverance, and hard work. He's shown a generation of Canadian DJs that anything is possible, no matter where you start. His versatility and classical background set him apart, allowing him to move effortlessly between styles. He's a true musician, using turntables as his instrument. Decades in, he's still a constant presence, outlasting trends and genres. His greatest achievement is his longevity and genuine love for the craft. Deko-ze impact goes beyond awards or hit records. It's about the lives he's touched and the community he's built. He's a leader, a mentor, and a pillar of the electronic music scene. Michael Babb, the kid from England, built a legacy that will echo for years. And he's not done yet. The story continues. The beat goes on.
The reason why I decided to move from Saskatoon to Toronto was it just got to a point where, as much as I was really happy with what I was doing in Saskatoon, I felt like I had reached a plateau. Not only had I been DJing regularly, but we'd also been putting on our own events, and I'd been doing my radio show for about 4 years as well. And it got to a point where I needed to have some new challenges and some new ground to break. And I figured that Toronto was the next step in order for me to really reach some new goals. When I first came here to Toronto, I was more involved in the rave scene. I was playing events like some of the Destiny events that had been happening, and my career really took off more on a techno and trance-based scene. And from there, kind of molded more into a progressive scene, which moved into more of the house scene, based on more house, tribal, tech house, progressive, a little bit of breaks and electro as well. I found one of the ways I try to set myself apart was just by working hard, whether it be by putting everything I could into my gigs, by doing radio, by writing for a magazine like Tribe magazine, doing a radio show for stations like Technopolis, onegroove.com. Sorry, Technopolis was the name of the show. And just keeping my name out there and keeping working hard and keeping myself connected with the people. And even though I DJ as well, I really like going out and enjoying hearing other DJs as well and really communicating to the community on that level as well. Well, I've been called Canada's hardest working DJ, and I've been awarded #1 DJ by about 4 magazines here in Toronto so far. As for how I would describe the sound of Deko-ze, I'd say the best way to describe it is Deko-ze. And it comes through in the way I present my music. It's energetic, it can be fun, it can be over the top, sexy, deep, and even when it comes to the sounds, it really depends on the crowd, my mood, the atmosphere. So you might hear some deep house, you might hear some vocal house, some tech house, some tribal, some progressive, some raging heavy tech trance, or a combination of all of it, some good electro, some breaks. I just like to hear good quality music, regardless of what the technical term is at the time. I think the Canadian music scene is pretty incredible. A lot of people just don't realize how much amazing talent we have. And that's the only thing that's lacking, is that just having that sense of exposure. What I'd like to be remembered for is someone that really knew how to work a dance floor, could really connect with the people, and really knew how to put out some damn good tracks. What Canada's Finest House is, it came from an idea that me and Nick Fiorucci at High Bias Records had. We've been discussing at length the amount of times people seem to have this impression that the only really good top quality music comes from overseas or from anywhere but North America. So we figured, why don't we take the opportunity to take some of Canada's best producers and put them all on one compilation CD. The track that I have on the CD is called Explosive. I did it with one of my studio partners, Gavin Bradley, and we also roped in a vocalist named Camille Douglas. Now, she was recommended by a fellow singer named Simone Denny, a Canadian and international singing and singer-writer icon. And what me and Gavin were doing, we were putting together kind of a funky kind of tech house electro track. But then all of a sudden, when Camille came in and sang the vocals that we gave her, it had exploded into a whole nother realm.